Farnham Town are currently the most informed team in Europe.
We're still the only team in Europe to be 100%.
But it's what they're doing off the pitch that might be even more impressive.
What if we could create a club that could get featured every week?
You make it sound so simple.
The club have been transformed from top to bottom with viral match day meals, influential shirt sponsors and millions of views online.
It's a business, right, rather than just a football club. Now, some people don't like that, but they also don't like it when football clubs go out of business.
But how's this all been possible in under 18 months? We're going to meet the man behind the club's incredible rise and break down the 3 areas that are game changers in non-league and how other clubs can learn from what they're doing.
That's the thing people get so wrong. We're trying to build an entertainment brand that plays football twice a week.
Harry Hugo, the co-founder of Goat Agency, became director at Farnham Town in July 2022. And since then, the club has gained over 100,000 followers, match attendances have quadrupled and has funded pitch side improvements.
It's been an amazing team effort to get the ground to where it is. When you were last here, and I'm trying to remember what game it was, I think it was Alton Farnham. It was quite decent. It was like a decent crowd. Yeah. And we equalised in like the 89th minute with a header down that end. It was epic. But we were going through transition at that point because we just got rid of the manager that when I first came in, he was here. And now we've got Jono and Jimmy, who you met at Bedfont.
Exactly.
And they've done an incredible job on the field. But if we focus off it, we've had to do so much work. So the gantry there behind us was on that side. Didn't like it on that side because it didn't shoot towards anything interesting.
I was going to say, you've got the buildings, like the office buildings, but then around the ground here, it's actually really picturesque for a non-league ground.
100%. So we moved the gantry to this side. Our good friends at YR, who film everything and make it happen, are brilliant. But it meant that when we put the stand in, which you'll see in a second, and the new stand that's just about to go in, we had this amazing proper football ground feel. Yeah. And also because most people stand in this kind of L shape, behind the goal, and then obviously where they come through the turnstile, you 9 times out of 10 are getting the best picture you possibly could at a football ground because the most people are there.
Does that come into your method of thinking when it comes to, right, the stands going there, the new ones going there, because people congregate in that area? There's always a part of a ground at a non-league game you see is quieter.
Yeah, I think it's twofold here because we do so much media stuff. It's about what makes you want to go to that game. If you're watching online, you've never been before. So if you've never been before and we're shooting that way towards there and there's very few fans, why would you want to come? Like, you think there's only like 80 people there? Yeah. You shoot that way towards there, it's a full stand, so there's 200. Got a new stand there, it's going to be another 200, and then there's maybe 400 or 500 behind this goal around the corner.
We were on the bank up there last time, it was.
And it's like, oh wow, there's 500, 600, 700 people there. I want to go. Then from a ground perspective, when they're in the ground, they're obviously coming through the turnstile, and then most people will like try and find a spot as close to the turnstile as they can because people are lazy, and it's also nearest the food. So that was one thing. Then it got to the point where that corner just got too busy because we put a bar in. That wasn't there last time you were here, that outdoor bar, because the bar was getting too busy at half time and we weren't selling enough pints. We did an analysis on when we sold the most pints over the course of like the 5-hour game day. And the worst 2 hours were when it was during the game, because no one could. We've got this really uniquely bad situation with our ground, is that our clubhouse is outside of the confines of the ground. So you have to walk 50 paces out of the pitch. You can't see the pitch in order to get a pint. So the 2 hours where you were watching the game, you never went and got a pint. So a huge revenue drop when it kicked off. So we put a bar in there with 2 pumps. So now we sell beer continuously throughout the game, which is obviously a massive perk in non-league football that you can do it, and it means that people can watch the game and get a pint at the same time. So that was like strategic, but that caused too many problems really, because it meant that just became the most busy place of all time. So now what we've done, we've just put in a new food area. We've got a new groundskeeper shed with all of the stuff that we needed to bring in to make the pitch better, because that's such a major part of
the pitch is looking nice,
of a football club. Getting your pitch good is important, and in order to do that we needed to buy the machinery, and in order to get the machinery or worth investing in the machinery you need insurance, and therefore you need an alarmed groundskeeper shed.
One thing I will jump in and say is because every non-league club needs volunteers, it needs staff, it needs money. Obviously you've been in since July 2022. Obviously, you pump some money into the club. There's no secret about that. And you'll get the haters, which we'll get onto. You say you love the haters. but it's not just pumping money in for the sake of it, it's to make it sustainable at this level to then kick on. So just tell me a little bit about
100%.
what you said to me earlier.
I think what people misjudge is you just putting money into players and to try and get out of the leagues. And of course, we're not hiding from the fact that we've got way too good at players to be playing at step 5. And we've never hidden from that. Every single video we've ever created has said that that's the truth. But what it means is we've kind of speculated to accumulate both on and off the field. Off the field, we needed to make the infrastructure good. So when we started to win games and get more people to come to the ground, they loved it and they came again. But in order for them to love it and come again, they can't just have a great burger, a cheap pint, nice seat and a new stand. They also got to enjoy the football.
Yeah.
And they've got to not only enjoy winning, but they've got to enjoy winning in the right way. So getting people in like Jono and Jimmy who have a very, very specific style of football, and some of the boys who are super entertaining, brilliant footballers, then you start to build a brand of the club, rather than just a brand of football, but a brand of the club, and everything comes together, and then you start to generate a huge amount of revenue because people are having pints for 5 hours, they're eating food from 2 different vendors. You've got burgers and chips over there, you've got Mystery Kitchen over there, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute. Our whole goal has been about increasing revenue in order to make this club as sustainable as possible for a level way higher than this club has ever played at before. Farnham has never been higher than step 5. We want to get the team to step 3 as fast as we possibly can because we think the club deserves it. We're in the centre of a town. It's got the right momentum right now. So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it now. But we've called it like £10 theory. Before we came in, it was like average spend per head was like £7, £6.50, £7. And we said if we can get the club for every single person that comes in, whether or not they're 2 years old or 62 years old, they spend £10, then we are flying. And that's exactly how we think about it. So how can we eke that number up? Now, we're perfectly at about £10 now. So now it's about how can we make it £12, £13. So what do they have to buy? And for them to be able to buy it, they need to enjoy it. So merchandise, food, like beer. So it's a business, right? Rather than just a football club. Now, some people don't like that, but they also don't like it when football clubs go out of business and go into administration. So it works both ways. But yeah, the team have done an incredible job. We've been really, really focused on the goal, and I'd like to think we've delivered it. And then on the pitch, with 23 wins out of 23, and that goes without saying.
Incredible. So if people are coming to watch, they can expect to see exciting football and a winning team. At the start of the season, did anyone envisage going on this run of 23 wins? I know you said that the players are playing probably way above the level, but you still, to go and win 23 games in a row in the league, things like 87 goals, 12 conceded.
Stupid.
Is stupid. And I saw as well, I had a little sleepy about on your LinkedIn as well, that when you first sort of joined, the gates quadrupled, which is incredible what you're saying. So you're obviously doing things right off the pitch as well, on the pitch. But just tell me about that run, because the run that is unbelievable. Is that the best team in Europe? It's got to be.
Yeah, we're still the only team in Europe to be 100%. I mean, if we win tonight, we'll go into March without having dropped a point in the league. I mean, that is insane. Now that I can take absolutely no credit for, right? The credit has to go to the management team and these boys who, to be clear, have had a huge amount of pressure on their shoulders, because as much as you've remarked on it and I've said it, everyone knows there's players here that are playing below the level they should be, and we're spending money at a decent rate on the pitch and off it, right? So there's a huge amount of pressure that comes with Farnham and playing for Farnham, but that also means that if you deliver, it's like even more impressive, because not only are you just doing it, you're doing it under a huge amount of pressure. And then when those records start to come around, like the AFC Wimbledon record, which was 21 wins from the start of the season, when that was on the cusp, that started to get even more pressure, because then people are starting to go, oh, well, maybe they're not as good as that. And then you start, winning through those moments. So, yeah, look, it's a testament to the characters in the dressing room and the culture of the club. We've got a winning culture. And that goes both on and off the pitch.
And there's a target on their back now.
100%.
Jersey, who have flown over today. The inspections that happened this morning, around 10:30. Let's have a look at it. I know you mentioned it, like, you said a really interesting fact earlier, is that when the boys were playing recently, or a few years ago, the wings used to get battered. Yeah,
so in nearly every other non-league ground, the wings are the worst areas, because in non-league football, you play 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, right? So there's so many attacks go down the wing. You watch us tonight, we'll hardly touch the wings. The wings will be purely played by the fullbacks. We play a 4-2-2-2, which is a system not dissimilar to that at the elite level, where you see lots of attackers on the ball, lots in the central area and then bombing fullbacks.
Yeah.
But at this level of football, you never see it. But what it means is
Your pitch gets
the pitch gets battered in the middle. We've had to sand it. Historically, this area in the middle of the pitch, and it's bad, right? It's bad now. So
We're going to start building sandcastles.
Don't get me wrong. It's taken a battering,
Yeah.
and there's a multitude of reasons and variables to that. But what I would say is Paul and Pete, who've been doing the pitch for years, right? Years, have never seen this area bad. And all of a sudden, we play 4-2-2-2 for a season, and the wings are gorgeous, and in the middle of the pitch, it's absolutely hammered. So yeah, look, we've done well, to be honest, to get this game on. It doesn't look very pretty, but it plays.
Yeah.
The rest of the pitch was great, but this area, it's just been battered by attacking midfielders, basically. Yeah. We're playing two of them at a time.
You touched upon it earlier about social media. Like, anyone that follows Farnham on YouTube now would have seen a massive difference in what you guys have done in that side of it. How important is it for non-league clubs to do that? But again, you've got the resources to do it, which a lot of clubs will not have.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm sure there's little anecdotes that you could probably give that they could do, small little adjustments. But for you, how important was it to get that social media aspect correct?
Yeah, I think it's been really important. It drives that engagement throughout the week. I think that's the key thing for me. Non-league football at the moment is a very Tuesday, Saturday thing. The only time you ever think about it is on Tuesday evening and Saturday during the day.
Check the fixtures. Have we got a game Tuesday night? No, I'll see them on Saturday.
Exactly.
Got ya.
The big thing for me was about, okay, well, how can we make this interesting continually?
Yeah.
And in order to do that, you need to create content or create engagement throughout the week, right?
Yeah.
To drive people to the game. Because I don't want people to have to check the fixtures. I want people to know the fixtures or to be reminded constantly about what's happening, what's coming up next. Or they just it's imprinted in their brain because they're so engaged in what we're doing. So we put out a documentary every week on Friday about the inner workings of the club. You get, the classic stuff in the changing room and stuff. But we put it out on a Friday, not because that's the day we get it edited. It's because most people watch it on day one and they'll remember to come down to Farnham on Saturday the next day. So everything's I know it sounds really forced, but everything is strategically done and been thought through in order to drive as many people through the gate as possible. And ultimately, we'll live stream the game tonight. So every midweek game, home and away, we live stream for free online. And it's a loss leader. People go, oh yeah, but you spend X amount to do it. Yeah, we do, but I guarantee you there'll be people in this ground tonight who've never been to a Farnham game, who've watched 4 or 5 online and have gone, actually, do you know what? I'm going to come down. And due to £10 theory, I only need 20 of them.
Yeah.
Right, in order for me to justify the live stream.
I was watching your goalie, Nashi, warm up. Oh my word. That lad has got some serious technique on him. His sidewinders are incredible. Did he come from Everton? I heard he was at Everton, then he's come down here and he's been doing a few trials, but what a keeper.
Yeah, proper goalkeeper, one of those ones at 19 years of age where you got to enjoy him whilst he's here because he's far too good for the level. I mean, he made a good save. Down low to his right hand side, one that you expect him to make, but one that you need to make in these conditions. I think it was raining at that time.
Obviously there's not many non-league clubs that have got your expertise in this field, which you're an anomaly, and it's credit to yourself and your skill set.
But I think there's lots more people coming into this. This is fun. People love doing this. But I think there's loads more people coming into this. The clubs just need to be a bit more open-minded. Clubs have been burnt so many times. There's so many bad stories that they don't trust people externally coming in and sometimes that's fair, but other times I think maybe those people are going to offer you something that you don't know as much about and can massively or radically push your club forward.
And how do you deal with the backlash? Because we joked about it earlier.
Oh, you just got to take it head on. Oh, you've got to take it on the chin. I love it. That's what football's all about.
Yeah.
You think about the elite game and your mates down the pub, if you're an Arsenal fan, or let's take this weekend, just go on with the Carabao Cup final. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm bantering all my Chelsea mates. That's football. So for me, it's exactly the same at this level. And I think one of the worst things about non-league football is this. Oh, we've got to be really respectful. And that. We're football fans. We're trying to do something cool. Yes, be respectful in the right moments, but you could take the out of someone for losing because it's football, it's fun, it's meant to be entertainment, and I think that's the thing people get so wrong. And what we're trying to do with the social stuff, we're trying to build an entertainment brand that plays football twice a week.
What's happened? Well, One of the Jersey players has gone into the hoardings there. It's a red card. What? Farnham are in disbelief.
Everyone at non-league loves a burger and a cup of tea or a burger and a pint. You've got that, all that, but you've also got the mystery kitchen. So what was the idea behind that?
There's 4 of us that came in 2022 who all work for my business in social media and marketing, right? So, you know, I'm certainly not taking credit for everybody's ideas, but this theory that we had was like, footy scran is a massive thing, but most clubs can only ever post once. They get a great burger, or they serve like tuna Mitch and do this amazing jerk chicken, but they only serve that, and therefore they're only ever going to get one post. What if we could create a club that could get featured every week?
You make it sound so simple.
So like, we were like, okay, well, we'll just change the menu every week, and then we can take a new photo. It will look brilliant.
Yeah, we'll do that tonight, absolutely.
And Footy Scran will feature it every single week. So it's just free promo to 500,000 people. So we've been viral on Footy Scran like 5 times, and that's like priceless advertising. We get millions of eyeballs for free. Every other club sees it as an amazing win when they get their burger featured, but I get featured once every week. So it's thinking about that. So we got a proper chef in to do it rather than just someone, because we wanted to ideate the actual how it looked, because it was obviously it's important how it tastes, but it's really important how it looks on a photo. So like garnishing it in the right way and like those things are really, really important. We've got like a list of things that we think will look great, or things that we've seen at other clubs.
So this is the mystery kitchen behind me, and tonight on the menu, chili con carne coming in at £7.50, but it's the dessert that's also really getting me. Chucky brownie, £2.50. So I've already spent £10. Harry's £10 theory is really working. You're in for a treat.
And also you've got to think about the demographic. You know, we're talking about a few things in the last week where we're like, God, it would be brilliant and it would taste great, but an average Farnham fan would never order it.
What would be your dream mystery kitchen meal?
Nice like fat off pizza or something.
What would you have in a pizza?
Go plain cheese.
4 cheese. You know what? I like spice, and I know tonight is chili con carne, I think, but it might actually be that. So you're in luck with that answer. I would go chili con carne.
We'll go for ribs.
What sauce?
Barbecue all day. Jack Daniels barbecue.
Mexican tacos. Yeah. I think that would sort me out.
Oh, the first week it was here was superb. It was a mac and cheese with chorizo and truffle. Yeah, it's lovely.
Probably a spag bowl, something basic. So boring, but yeah, probably a spag bowl, curry, anything like that. Pretty simple
meal then, a spag bowl.
No, night before. I'm normally Saturdays is poached egg on toast, a few beans, cup of coffee.
I'm into sort of the Asian stuff. I think they did a katsu, which was I didn't try it, but in my mind that would be my favourite.
Curry garum rice.
I forgot what it's called. It's like beef stew and mash.
Big Mac meal, mate.
That ties in quite nicely there, talking about the demographic of people that will come and watch it.
Pitch side that sponsored the kits, and obviously the Sidemen thing. Is that your strategic way of drawing in those young kids that probably want to come and watch their football that are in the local area that follow those huge influencers?
Yeah, obviously, look, that's my business, so I probably get that more than anything else. Pitchside boys are brilliant. They're actually travelling with us to Jersey away.
Are they?
Which will be a lot of fun, and they'll be vlogging that. So look out for that one.
Tom.
Yeah, stay clear of Tom. Yeah, it's a sort of like a 5-foot rule with him. And then Fogden was in the dugout for a video. That was fun and different. You know, lots of people gave us a bit of stick for that. It's like, oh, you're taking the piss, or you're disrespectful, or you know, we forced that on the manager. Manager's idea. Manager was like, I'm either going to pull out the cup or we're going to do a marketing stunt. I was like, all right, well, I'll get a YouTuber to come in the dugout with you as the assistant manager, and it'd be brilliant. And yeah, it was great. It was fun. It was different. And then obviously the Sidemen with the third shirt, the pink shirt, has been incredibly successful. And we're in talks with them to go again next year and have a few more bespoke kits, which will continue to sell really well. We know in 10 years' time we're going to have a huge amount of mid-20s Farnham fans, and that's the lifeblood. The people that come down here and drink and eat and build their weeks around Farnham. They're not 18, 19, 20 yet, but they will be in a few years' time. And we want fans for life.
And the referee has pointed for a penalty! And the game has turned.
What's next? What's the next plan?
We need to get promoted. Like we got 69 points from a possible 69. That's amazing. We've still got a job to do. Tonight will be a really, really stern test. We've got to win 7 of our next 15 to guarantee winning the league. That's the number.
Hey, it's all going off, isn't it? Where do you see this club in 5 years' time? What league will they be playing in?
I think Isthmian Prem. It would either be Isthmian Prem or Southern
League Prem, is it?
Southern Prem. I think they're probably the best target. I think the next level up is a big step up. So no, there's no part of me that's like, oh, we're just going to go and romp that league. Like it's going to be tough. It's a proper step up and a much more level playing field. The level above that's harder, way harder, and you have to start thinking about players who might be way too good at step 4 but don't want to do the travelling at step 3, and then you're starting to play around with even more factors than just can you field the best team. It's about can you field the best team that's willing to do the commitment, and then you've got to commit the budget to travel around the country, across to, in that league, it's like Plymouth on a Tuesday night. I mean, that becomes becomes far less interesting than Cobham away. So, for me, that's where we want to be, because I genuinely believe the club deserves to be there, but we still got a lot of work to do, and we've just got to enjoy it on the way up, really.